The evening began like any other, easy, warm, wrapped in the kind of comfort only close friends and good wine can create. Laughter drifted through the room. Soft music played in the background. Everyone seemed relaxed, content, completely at ease. I was in one of those mischievous, bold moods, feeling daring enough to push a boundary just for a laugh. Leaning closer to him with a smirk, I teased, "Honestly, I think I need a new husband. This one's getting boring." I tipped my head toward another man across the room, expecting the usual response: laughter, a nudge, or an eye roll. But the moment the words left my mouth, the air shifted instantly. The warmth evaporated. His gaze snapped to me, steady, unblinking, icy enough to send a shiver through me. The conversation sputtered and died. Smiles froze mid-gesture. The room didn't just quiet, it stilled completely. A prickling unease crawled slowly up my spine. I waited for some sign, a smirk, a raised brow, anything, but he simply stared, composed, cold, unyielding, the kind of silence that presses against your skin. I tried to maintain my smile, but it faltered. Everyone could sense the shift. Heads turned toward us. Laughter faded mid-sentence. The music suddenly felt too loud, clashing with the tension humming between us. Finally, he spoke. Calm, deliberate, every word sharp. "If you think you need a new husband, maybe the problem isn't him. Maybe it's you." It landed like a physical blow. Forks paused midair. Glances flicked toward us. Friends exchanged stunned looks. The man I had jokingly referenced shifted, suddenly wishing he could disappear. The atmosphere thickened, heavy, almost suffocating. I laughed nervously, trying to repair the moment. "I was just kidding," I whispered, though I didn't even believe it. My words felt flimsy, hollow, evaporating before they reached anyone's ears. He didn't soften, didn't blink. He leaned back, still locked on me, letting the silence stretch unbearably long. My throat tightened, palms grew damp. Each heartbeat echoed, like it could be heard across the room. "I didn't mean it like that," I added, voice cracking. My hands gripped the edge of my seat, trying to anchor myself, but nothing could calm the heat rising in my cheeks. The confidence I felt minutes earlier had vanished entirely. Friends watched with wide eyes, whispering or looking away. The tension was too sharp to confront directly. No one intervened. They could feel the weight of his presence, the precision behind each measured word, and every deliberate pause. Then he spoke again, quieter this time, but far more devastating. Jokes have a way of revealing what we hide, and once a truth slips out, it's impossible to pretend it never happened. A shiver ran through the room. It wasn't anger, not shouting. It was something far more unsettling, a controlled authority, unshakable, the kind of presence that doesn't need raised voices to dominate. Every subtle movement carried intensity that clung to my nerves. Minutes dragged on, slow and suffocating. I felt exposed, small, stripped bare. My earlier playfulness now seemed reckless, childish, leaving me trembling. The others felt it too. Raised brows, parted lips, astonishment etched plainly across their faces. The man I jokingly referenced squirmed uncomfortably, caught in a tension far bigger than anyone anticipated. By the time the night wound down, I sat quietly, barely speaking, replaying every second in my mind. A joke tossed casually had spiraled out of control, its consequences spreading through the room like a silent shockwave. He had never raised his voice. He didn't need to. His silence, steady gaze, and measured words dismantled the moment, exposed my recklessness, and left me painfully aware of how one careless sentence could tilt an entire night on its axis. When the last guest left and the cool night air brushed my skin, I couldn't shake the feeling. I had walked into that room thinking I could flirt lightly, joke boldly, and leave unscathed. Instead, I left shaken, humbled, marked by a lesson I wouldn't forget. Some jokes don't just fall flat, they shatter things.